Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Suara Kita Ni. We're here with our new co-host, Hazman Hassan and Emma Jaffar. So today we're gonna talk about a topic which is I think is very relevant for this around this period lah, which is the topic is degree or masters. Should I continue studying or find a job? So maybe untuk the context of this episode lah, bis dorang the co-host boleh bagi a little bit of context of their educational background.
I'll let the ladies first lah.
Ladies first. Okay, my name is Hima. You can call me Emma Jaffar. My degree was in maths, but I ventured into business for my master. So I graduating in this October, possibly, on Master of Business Management. I'll pass it to.
Okay, my name is Hazman Hassan. I have a degree in Internet Computing in University Technology Brunei, and then after that I ventured into logistics for my masters in University Brunei Salam, which I graduated in 2018. So yeah, it's been.
Lupa juga mention about. So okay, my little bit background of my education. I was trained for 4 years in UTB as a mechanical engineer. So currently working as an engineer di a private company lah, don't mention. So so to start the topic lah. So maybe Papa ni memang bermula dari niatan atau our why atau so maybe we can start with that. So why did you get a degree or masters? Maybe from Hazman dulu lah.
Korang ni cerita sikit ni. Well, the reason why I got my degree is that before that, before I do my degree, I was doing my higher national diploma in ITB. So my higher national diploma was in internet and multimedia development. So basically more to the designing of websites and other multimedia stuff lah. Then because of that, there was an UTB baru promote themselves to university level, so they have a degree course provided. So we were one of the few earlier intakes to join the program lah. So from that I see from dari sana I see the opportunity to pursue my degree lah, because they said that it's a high chance that we will be offered a degree sana. So I took that opportunity and then got my degree in UTB. And after that, I wanted to venture out from my field too. As at the time I see logistics is one part of a important field in any business or anywhere in the world. Pasal companies, even let's say personal businesses, they need that logistics to handle stuff from day to day or monthly, bi-monthly. So I took that lah. And Alhamdulillah, I finished it in 1 year. Pasal the course it's based on coursework. So it's a 1 year plan, 1 year program lah. Comparing to other program that offers more to 1.5 years to 2 years master program lah. In locally. I think that's the reason why I took logistics again, is because of I wanted to venture out and then want to see on the business side too. Pasal logistics in UBD was under School of Business and Economics, so I learned a little bit of businesses punya perspective lah. And there's some modules that they said it's a what module ni? What do you call that again?
Course outline.
Course outline tu macam ada yang out of the module of logistics. Pasal logistics tema tu only offer you a few modules here per semester, and then you have to take optional modules. Optional modules itu lah. So I took all human resource and information system lah tema tu. I did learn a lot lah from the job. So Alhamdulillah, I gain more knowledge in terms of businesses and IT. And about Emma.
So Emma, I think before this you mentioned about you jumped
From
your maths to business journal. So you guys punya situation a bit similar kan ya. You want to explore to other field, but did you do that because what was your reason behind getting a master's?
Pursuing master. Well, I graduated in maths, third class degree. So.
Congrats. Okay.
So at the time, I didn't think I'll get a job with my third class degree. So that was why I pursued to study master. So yeah, that was it. I didn't have the intention of like studying, that wasn't my interest. I didn't have the confidence to get a job with a third class degree. So that's why I tried something else other than
But why specifically on
business
business?
management. I mean, the other options was Islamic finance. I didn't like it at the time, so I thought my friends also suggested business management. So I really just going in blind into the course.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, your reason was like you have an option to find a job, tapi you don't want you want to go deeper into that supaya lagi you say like compensate for the third class itu kan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So macam ni kira when were you applying to for jobs?
For a job, mostly private companies.
Kan kita cakap dah.
Private companies.
Yes, private.
Private lah. So in Brunei is basically private and government. It's a two different field lah.
So
Apa?
So since you guys, me myself as a degree holder, and would you recommend people to pursue their masters? Since you guys habiskan lah, myself as a degree holder, would you ask me?
Would we recommend you to do? It depends on. I think it depends on your priorities. Like at the time, what do you consider most important? So in case you want to, you need the income, you probably need a job. But if you don't mind being unemployed, so you can go further your studies. So I guess it depends on your priorities.
What?
Well, for me, I would recommend kalau still sanggup belajar, because it's all about learning new stuff, getting better knowledge apa semua tu. If you have the interest to do masters, go ahead. But if you don't have the interest, why pursue? It's depending. She mentioned about priorities. For me, it's more to a personal.
If you have the willpower.
You have the willpower, sheer power tu. Macam sheer will of trying to study more, to pursue after the 2 PhD apa. Because some people kan, ada some people dia orang macam blank out. Macam should I take this? Macam I have nothing to do. Maybe I should take my masters. That's what I was. Macam aku time tu after degree I didn't get a job. Macam payah cari kerja dan betul. Then there was an opportunity to do my masters. So I was like, kalau orang Brunei, this is very very typical, very cliche jualnya. Apply saja dia jatuh, dan milih kerja jatuh. Apply saja dia, dan memilih. So everyone said that okay lah, apply saja dia, dan memilih. So tahu apply, tahu dapat. So orang kalau dapat rezeki itu, teruskan saja usaha tu. So, for some people, bila dapat rezeki sana, it's really cannot be blamed dalam pasal rezeki itu kena setkan sudah interestnya. So we can't really pajal barang tu. Pajal barang tu. So for me, I would recommend you guys to pursue. Tapi kalau dapat, dapat lah. We can't really blame lah. So pursuing masters itu, to be honest, I thought I knew everything was a degree. But when you go into masters, I feel stupid. I feel very stupid pasal rupanya ilmu tu pasar luas lagi ilmu tu semua mendalam. We are actually knowing just a small speck of this about it. So macam I was like, kalau mampu terus masters, go ahead.
I just wanna raise up this statement lah that my lecturer during my degree years. So he said something, I'm paraphrasing lah, something like this lah. So he said getting a master's by coursework is useless. It's better you get a job and get experience. And yeah, it's better, but you get more experience from that lah. Basically, so what do you guys think of that?
That'll be our next episode.
True lah, macam what he said is true. Tapi
I think specifically some coursework by
master by
coursework. So research, encourage. I think pasal publishing paper, I think.
Yeah, pasal banyak things you can do, banyak things you can gain from research itu. Pasal is your own research, your own interest, and then publication apa semua tu. Maybe it's because you can get credit from the research paper tu.
But if you're doing coursework in ABD, you can also have the opportunity to publish your paper. Because I'm also currently publishing a paper on my own with a group. So I did that during my master during coursework itu. So it doesn't necessarily go for research to get it published. As long as you grab the opportunity, then you ace it.
You mesti kalau kau publish ni, you mesti banyak banyak people interested in your project itu. Macam especially from the institution itself, and then from your lecturers, professors, doctors interested in the topic itself. Kalau macam this we're talking about in the real world ni. Macam kalau barang itu interesting and nobody is getting interested, macam no point lah. Macam we have to go through a lot of things. We have to go through a lot of things to get people interested. That's why the businesses kan, they do marketing apa, getting people interested. Buat barang itu menjadi sama je macam publication. If that person or that individual or that company are interested in project, baru you can publicize lah barang itu. Tapi what I'm saying ni pun is not totally correct lah. Pasal ada some people, they can publish by themselves, publish books by themselves, the author. Tapi still they need product apa? What do you call that? Producers, publishing companies to help them out. So mesti lah ngambil interest satu. So saying that when your lecturer said that masters by coursework is useless atau it's very
specifically for engineering kali.
Maybe for engineering pasal coursework ni
we're getting all defensive here.
Okay.
Memang we're talking about it pasal it's a personal opinion saja lah. Macam when you say it's useless, as mentioned is kategorinya mesti lihat kategorinya. Kalau engineering you have to banyak hands on banyak theory. So you gotta try.
Where it is getting into.
Tapi kalau coursework macam businesses, we still do more research theory macam how we can perbaiki ekonomi, for example, perbaiki business itu is a theory wise one. So still depending on the field or category we're in. So I think because you're engineering, probably he will say it's useless lah.
I think pointnya sana, he wants us to have more hands-on experience.
Hands-on experience lah.
Okay.
Offended lang sikit sa kanto. Offended macam Allah ni ko. Tapi
I finished it already.
Yeah, tapi it's depending on the category lah macam. So coursework tu ada baiknya juga. Research tu ada baiknya juga.
Can I just for the audience punya context lah, what were your topics for your masters?
Topics.
The topic of your research itu lah.
Coursework, we don't have a lot of research.
Mana dah?
Banyak research. Macam for me personally, kami kena bagi topik by the lecturer. That's what we do research on, and bentangkan why is this a yes and why is it a no. You agree or disagree? More to that lah. Kalau research is more to like finding out macam an in-depth of a topic itself. Macam kau sendiri cari, dan dari sana kau bentangkan kenapa this is this, and by the end of the day, you summarize everything. Is it good or not? Research tu, yeah, you going in depth. While coursework in the in depth mana? Macam more like on top of the iceberg lah. I don't know macam apa.
For us, we are given a broad general topic, and then we pick our own specific venture lah. So for mine, the paper was on Kalender Salam. That shows that because I personally want to improve the way government is handling complaints from the citizen and all that. So the paper was on the roadmap to customer satisfaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's the 1, 2, 3 again.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
1, 2,
Kalender
3,
Salam,
okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we did the research on that, and hopefully it's being published soon. So, because the lecturer was also interested on that, so he's publishing it in his book. So that's why we have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it's back
It
again.
depends
Misalnya,
on-
the interest satu the interest satu ya. But for me, we had a lot of logistics tu is very broad lah. So we did a lot on transportation, supply chain management apa satu. So we discuss a lot of things macam, especially we compare Brunei Darussalam with other countries. Kenapa other countries are successful in dorang punya supply chain, dan kenapa Brunei Darussalam wasn't as successful as that gitu lah. So we discuss all the things about the pros and cons of it. Macam kenapa, for example, on transportation we did discuss about kenapa bus system Brunei is not as good as bus system macam the
Di sistem untuk matahari.
bus system betul lah macam they have a good bus system in Singapore, Korea, Japan, for example saja lah, that they have like a timing dorang selalu cun, selalu correct, macam kalau terlambat kena komplain gitu. Kalau Brunei lambat
Karena biasa
saja.
What's new?
Biasa saja. Mun sudah tempat bus stop atau it's like macam bukan untuk bus lah, macam bus stop atau untuk macam kereta parking tu.
dorong kan.
Awak macam berhenti saja. Macam ni pun bus satu pun turun suka hati. Macam I don't know if you guys notice lah, but for me it's very noticeable. Orang kadang berhenti ngajut menurun dan orang macam tu. So
Yang annoyingnya macam jalan apa?
They can
It's
stop
two
anywhere.
lane.
Oh.
Two lane. Nanti jalan berhenti je tu.
Oh.
Orang belakang mesti.
itu tu.
Terpaksa.
So that's dangerous. Pasal I have a friend who actually got into accident because the bus stopped mengajut lah. So I don't know.
Ada issue yang tak?
Ada issue lah. So that's where we discuss about things well lah. So that's why kami, as mentioned by Lima, that kami brought on the coursework tu brought. We go macam apa ni, tumpuk macam buat research tu.
Just a little of everything lah.
Yeah.
Just in
Tapi
the-
kalau masters by coursework by research itu, it's like you focus on one topic atu yang you atulah focus on macam in depth macam okay apa ni macam feasibility study-nya, then what other risk managementnya apa macam tu gitu. Some macam tu lah. It still depend on the field yang you guys macam ada yang research science punya, ada yang research business apa. So it's still different lah.
It's interesting lah. So, I think that's gonna be the next episode.
Iya,
Kita tahu lah.
kita
Tapi
tahu lah.
interesting lah we go. I think we can go different, especially to
Can
public services. Kajian 1, 2, 3, the bus system. Apa lagi yang macam-macam lah the public services yang dapat di-improve di Brunei.
There's a lot lang, tapi they have, government itself has their own initiatives dah. Macam belum start in plan lah, they have their own initiative, especially orang komplain tentang public facilities apa macam tu, and how can they manage it apa. They have their own budget semua tu lah macam for that. Tapi
Yeah,
still,
it's a process.
it's a process lah. Mesti sabar lah. But you know orang Brunei ni, especially netizen, they will be like, mana barang ni? Kamu jadinya macam
It's
tu.
for Brunei FM lah.
Brunei FM apa? Oh, mesti sensor tu Brunei FM. Apa? Kira publicity dia. Tapi ya, so macam tu, macam you really have to think through lah. Macam it's not easy. Bukan macam ni one day.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight lah.
Unless you are willing to work overnight, mesti. Itulah saja.
Okay, we're getting off. Kira set.
Jauh.
Sikit lah. Jangan lupa Pak.
Sikit lah.
It's information within information.
What was the topic again?
So, going back to the topic, which is the degree versus masters. So, you guys pernah kira menyelesai dua-dua lah, degree sama master. So, what was the main difference you think? Maybe ada schedule ke, ada maybe you mentioned tadi, so the other one knowledge or the amount of knowledge you get atau terasa lebih banyak atau so what's the main one?
Noticeable ones is schedule. Macam misal, kalau masa degree, you're packed on. Every day, 5 days a week, you have classes pagi petang. For some lah, ada yang macam lenient sikit throughout. I think 4 years kan? 4 years in we're talking about locally lah. 4 years. First 3 years itu pack. But for me on the 4th year tu, it was a very macam banyak free lah pasal we were more focusing on the final year project and the small project tu lah. So for us it's like macam itulah difference. Tapi when we jump to masters tu, it's very noticeable that the schedule tu kadang-kadang dalam seminggu 4 kelas punya. Macam kadang-kadang 1 day atau 2 classes dan the rest of the days tu macam banyak gap dan more than the class lagi macam tu. Macam the scheduling lah. Then the other one is that the assignment itself. Assignment different lah. Pasal I myself is from UTB to UBD, so the way assignment was given and the way we submit assignment itu was totally different lah. Pasal dulu masa di UTB, the way we submit is macam through dulunya zaman-zaman ku masih zaman-zaman masa pasal we still using booklet so we're using the booklet to CD apa, then we have to email soft copy apa semua tu. But while in UBD, they require that printing atau mostly is like macam online solution saja. So indirectly I can say at that time there was a big difference between UTB and UBD lah. There was a big difference for me lah personally, and then everything is macam in UBD is very macam ada strictnya lah, macam when you do the assignment tu ada this format you have to follow. Then terbiasa lah biasa, tapi macam at that time UBD was better than UTB back in the days lah. I don't know about
I think the most obvious difference is on the workload lah. Because during degree you have to do it on your own. Ada plan group work lah, tapi in the most of the time. But when you go to master, especially coursework, there's a lot of group work you have to deal with. So there's a lot drama. There's
the
there's
team play
deadline.
yeah.
So it's not just gaining knowledge, but you also learn to talk with people. You have to manage people, especially if you're handling the project itself. So there's a lot of responsibility and depends on you.
Yeah, I think the team project itu macam as if you're managing a real project lah.
Yeah.
Dan ada yang if
Sebutkan tab mungkin.
okay, tabnya lah. Okay, this is for all the freshies apa. There were someone who's overachiever yang more macam semua perfect ya apa. Semua perfect. Overachiever tu macam you more distinct kalau kita ni buat project ni you must go 100% or 120%. Okay, that's one. Then there will be the person macam yang laid back saja, macam chill saja. Kita ni buat saja macam you just follow the consensus. Macam majority apa orang buat ni buat itu. Then ada yang kedua yang macam malas-malasan lah, macam okay lah, chill saja buat dah, macam just aim for merit or pass. Just pass saja. Then the final one ni yang baris kita hati lah kadang-kadang. Just I believe everyone pernah experience, tapi kalau yang in the experiences
Di MIA.
ya, either MIA atau ia langsung nak buat kerja tu. Itu macam tahu cok nama saja. That is the person macam bila ada meeting nada, bila suruh buat kerja nada, dan submission apa. And those are the person kalau boleh kamu try to buat lah. Pasal it will bring the team down. Kalau boleh lah. Yang back lagi yang achieving pastinya tu macam pas saja macam tu lah.
Yang top 2 tu lah.
Top 2 tu lah. Back lagi yang mau pas saja orang cerita. Pas saja dia nak apa ni macam tu lah. Tapi yang malas satu, yang MIA tu macam masuk kelas pun ada. Tapi macam bila kerja tu mau kan masukkan nama gitu. So try to avoid it. Dan ini paling rare. There's the last one paling rare. Ada lagi yang pada tu ada paling rare ni. Ini paling rare. Ia ada small meeting, dia contribute apa, tapi dia langsung nak bagi kerja. Dia contribute macam like
Just attend the
macam
meeting.
attend the meeting itself, macam ada saja macam I'm here, okay what? Kamu buat gitu ah. Kamu buat saja.
Oh, ada rupanya.
Ada. Terus tell those like people, kamu sih buat gitu. Macam dia, then another one is that macam dia bagi information yang semampu punya. Macam one line-nya, itu sudah tu. Dan lepas tangan.
That's my contribution.
Ya, that's my contribution. Itu paling rare tu. Paling rare. Tapi ada wujud barang itu. Macam mata-mata.
Berapa tadi?
5. So banyak macam ya. Those kind of people.
Memang ada tambahkan 6 dia atau
No, thankfully that dalam my group. So.
Adalah macam I think because I've been in the academic field like academic macam 4 tahun. So di TB I'm like 8 years. Then for UBD so like 1 year plus now, so like almost 9 years later.
9 years, wow. Kau ni atau benar terasa mantap.
Oh, so macam you will understand macam banyak people lah tu bah. Macam you handle the people.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people.
Macam how sekiranya orang tu malas, what do we do? Should we motivate them to do the work? Kalau masih malas juga, should we complain? Macam file complain that pasal apa itu? There's dulu ada that assessment thing.
You assess your
peer
assessment,
assessment thing itu. I don't know now.
Yeah, do still have it.
So you assess the peers itu, then marks will be given accordingly to macam kalau bandar kita pun cakap dan dia ni malas ni macam tu. So I believe people baru masuk ni fashion, baru masuk UBD
UBD ni revision
apa.
Tentang
Yeah, at the time semua orang same level tu, innocent semua. Macam letak macam mana ulas orang macam you'll be like oh okay macam kalau friendly okay lah. Kalau macam yang macam the proper friendly tu people will like judge nya. Dapat kita buat kerja sama kerja apa. Do you know that way of thinking, especially yang culture shock atau dari uni dari pre-U to atau
istilahnya yang
pre-U atau awal. You will meet a lot of people. Pasal university tu is a place of people with very different background, technical especially technical. Kalau orang technical, orang tahu tu cara buat barang-barang atau apa semua. Pre-U tu jam 2 tu macam will be a little bit different. I'm talking about UTB ni, so pasal that's where I got from pre-U to university tu. Jadi maybe probably different lah. So yeah, those kind of people in project atau I think it's gonna be carry forward to working life itu. Confirm ada orang cuma tu lah, macam mengambil kredit saja. Orang lain bekerja yang ambil kredit itu. Faham tu ada confirm ada komen orang awal lulus tu masuk di office. Macam tu macam orang lain buat projek itu yang ambil kredit, kadang-kadang macam the boss dia kadang ambil kredit. Bukannya buat kerja tu. Sasak ya.
Siapa bilang dia kerja mana?
I'm just it's a scenario sih.
Scenario yang mungkin happen.
Real life
masa
experience, yeah.
So think moving to you said what jobs kan there. So after masters obviously we aim to get a job or make money lah kan. So does this question lah, does masters help you to get a job? Tengok masters itu lah.
Well, looking at our situation, I would say yes juga, tapi I would say no juga. So for the yes one is that some companies or some departments they require specialized worker, specialized employees, especially if you get the masters atau ngam sama orang punya field, so rezeki sana lah. No juga pasal some companies dorang dah lihat the qualification, dorang lihat kompetensi mu atau macam how well are you, macam your attitude towards the apa semua. Pasal masa ni companies looking walaupun kau macam Pak,
PhD, master.
PhD apa, if you're not competent enough, macam what for we hire you gitu. So I read because I took human resource masa my master itu, so I learned about the competency itu. It's really important. Macam walaupun macam you apply for things apa, you apply for companies apa, macam anything anyway kalau kau dapat apply, tapi still they still look at the qualification ko lang.
Kira tu for credibility.
Macam if you meet the criteria lah, then they want to see your competency tu, macam whether you are well versed enough regarding this ni. Tapi they're fighting for jobs yang posisinya satu ni kan ada. So okay, for example there's 1,000 tu fighting for one. Then macam the ones yang gonna be picked is always gonna be the best kata. So as a company, you know, they say I don't want to waste time, I don't want to waste money for training apa semua tu. That's why we pick the best. Okay, so the best itu kena ambil. So let's say the best itu is about 20% of it. So we have like 800 people again, right? So then 800 people ni menjadi kerja lain sama je dia. Then it accumulates time to time again. Macam from 800 another 1,000 lagi keluar. Another 1,000 lagi. So as mentioned tadi, that people mencari kerja tu is not easy. That's why orang belajar tinggi apa, macam when you gonna fight for a position itu is really hard one. So again, when we say that having a master's will learn you a job, dia juga boleh juga. So means that we have to change our way, which is competency itu we start from the beginning sudah. Macam kita ni pick up knowledge bila kita masuk degree atau we pick up knowledge, we pick up skills, the soft skills, the hard skills yang kita kompetensi. Macam di sana kita ni develop itself. Pasal 4 years in the university, kalau kau belajar dengan it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time though. To be honest, a waste of time. Macam why kita ni belajar dengan macam when there are clubs apa you can join, activities you can join apa itu macam IT, puja punya tu, macam dan there's a Microsoft apa, learning skill apa, macam belajar di sana. That's from there, kamu build up your character. Then by graduating, even though you're not the top of the school, top of the class, but you have that
all this experience,
you have that all the certification when you build during your 4 years in itu. Then if you sambung masters, you will learn more. Kau akan nambah ilmu itu lagi. So from there, macam bila keluar dia tu, companies will look at you macam okay, you ada masters, but you have the certification banyak lagi. So means that kau pun dapat ni. So how was it? People are more interested in that lagi comparing to your masters atau. So means that if you have masters yang atau yang specialized, especially in a specialized field, people will have a look at it. Tapi kalau macam masters mo macam orang you can go anywhere. Tapi with your set of skills atau set of qualification yang ada, people will look you more like cari calling macam. So it's a yes for me, still it's a yes and no lah barang itu. Kalau yes, you have to target which company you're going to. Kalau no, you have a set of skill, you have the other competencies that you have to study, to get learn job atau.
I think one point yang we haven't touched is networking kalian juga. When you do your masters or you tend to meet these professionals. So especially young involved in industries. So have you guys experienced something like that? That one before this I went to this trip to Curtin University in Bili. Ani pertama last year. So one of the lecturers said something about networking ini. So katanya it's not very much the education that you are in union that you want to target. Maknanya the networking itu worth that gives you your worth atau mana. So from that in the future nanti we're gonna work with nanti sama your criteria. So macam mana jadinya? I met you dari union. And Madrid, Lenin. So I think, what do you guys think of networking? Does it help you when taking a masters? For me, it helps for myself, when you get involved in a lot of activities kan. So what do you guys think?
I think, to to be honest, networking is not only in masters. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, macam you gotta know people through networking. You gotta know companies through networking. Macam doing research pun, you have to know who to reach out. Macam apa tu? If you wanna do research, kau mesti tanya the right people to get information. Macam let's say, if you're doing research on food and beverages, macam kau tanya ke
HR.
HR macam dia je pertama tu kan. So memanglah you have to branch out yourself, macam going somewhere. Macam networking for me mestinya kau master. It's dari dulu sudah macam dari damit sudah tu mesti pandai networking sudah lah, macam tahu macam let's say macam kau dari damit tu macam kau tahu siapa menjual sate hampir
Sate je lah.
macam kau tahu siapa, do you know
Priorities.
priorities lah, sate tu nyaman gila kan, macam kau kan beli sate lah, then people ask you, do you know where is it, kalau kau cakap benda tu macam okay, people have to find the person, that person have to find the person, kau tahu di mana sate paling hampir, but if you know, you can answer them macam di mana beli, sini nyaman ya, sini ada nyaman, so macam you have to do the exploration dulu lah. For me, yeah, networking itu is really important. Anyway you go mestinya masters.
Well, I didn't know it was important. Really, honestly speaking, I didn't know.
Yang the one you mentioned, he was talking about knowledge in Europe, di US juga. So, contoh macam CEO of companies like Facebook, Google, they all selalunya orang ni buat companies itu through networking itu lah. So, the same batch, companies sama. Itu dah ni. But that we macam
Does
we
it
applied
like-
here in Brunei, do you think?
Does it help you land a job in Satu?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, like I said, I didn't know it was important for me to like know people, know the right people to get a job and stuff. So I just started. That's why I applied on Ado. I applied LinkedIn because I want the right people to see me. I'm looking for a job. I'm here, so that's like a way for me to publicize myself. Like I wish I had known that networking is important. Like I would have be more active in degree years and master's years. But I found that very late. So viewers, you might want to start early so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I think for me, my job pun dari my friend juga, my friend comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Dia bilang comment. Like adalah publicize the news. So she was working there. So bagi some info and like try saya dan alhamdulillah got it lah.
I think for the this is an advice for the freshies yang baru masuk university atau or any other institution lah. Macam if you can join the student body, the student council apa tu, it's really a great opportunity. Pasal you get to expose to companies, you get to expose to management apa. They will show you the way apa semua tu. Kalau dapat, if you're joining clubs, macam fully join the club, fully join the club. Pasal I myself, I was a part of the Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar UTB back in 2012, 2013. Yeah, so from there, that was my starting point to get to know people. Macam we have events in the uni itself where vendors coming in, companies coming in, so we talk around. Macam dorang bagi
You have to approach people. Yeah.
Name card atau is really. I just found out that name card is really a powerful thing to have. Macam di sana sekarang macam dulu name card. Sekarang people using virtual name card sudah kan. But for me, physical name card is still the best lah. Macam kau pasang, macam you exchange name cards itu. Especially macam kalau kau keluar negeri, name cards macam kadang-kadang you don't have connection, you don't have wifi apa. Using a name card, you can really like show yourself that I have this is my name card, this is my number, and this is my expertise dalam sana tu. So you pass it around apa. That's from there networking is really macam boom lah. So right now I know some people in different countries juga. Because I myself I joined the SIAP, which is the Kapal Belia Asia Tenggara. So back in 2018. So from there, name card itu kami bagi, and then we contacted each other through that. So it means that every time I go to another country, macam in Southeast Asia, I can like find a friend and talk about it. Macam where do I go, where should I go? Sama macam in Brunei, macam you pass out your name card in their company. I think I almost know most of the companies in Brunei, but apparently I don't. Apparently I don't. There punya banyak companies in Brunei ni. So ya macam kadang-kadang macam people will ask me macam di mana kan printing, good printing services, di mana kan makan apa, stuff like that.
Mana sate.
Mana sate apa. For me so far
Pesan
so far the best satay for me best satay for me is the Peli Paradise sama yang di Singkorong. Yeah, yang kata so far lah. Okay, side track sikit, but then yeah, from there you get to learn a lot of information lah. So banyak information you can get through the networking atau macam not only from Instagram, not only from Facebook. Masa ni is digital, everything's digitalized. Every company has ada company website. Some nada, but some using Instagram as their own punya platform and Facebook juga. So from there, like yeah, to me it's become my personal soft skills that I can find things easily because of that. Macam let's say hari tu kita mencari where's the best cendol in Brunei, and where's the best cendol? Cendol. Orang cakap cendol tembrong, tapi which one? Banyak. But then again, it's personal preference kan tau. Tapi macam ada cendol di Saban, cendol delicious, dan ada cendol Haji Ali semua. Cendol Haji Matali, stuff like that. So from there you get to learn macam this is the best one. Macam hotel dia bisa tinggal, dia orang yang payah pulang. Mostly pay pasal dia 5 star kan. But it's still for your own personal preference kan. Macam ada yang suka di macam Brunei hotel apa semua.
Yeah, so you can direct them directly.
I can ask them, okay, what's your preference? Macam kalau kau mau hotel ada swimming pool, best food service, apa, you can go in Pine Hotel. Dan kalau mau chill saja, apa, you can go to Pine Hotel, apa semua bandar, macam you can go kampung apa semua tu.
He's like a human Google. Basically.
That's why macam dari sana I learn macam I learn a lot of information. I learn a lot of things macam engineering juga, macam cerita sikit lah hidup masa di university tu. I go around places in the university. Macam I go to engineering section, I go to business section, computing apa. I myself from computing, so I get to know people around. So macam when I know about these people, orang cakap business ni macam business ni, they teach you things here. Macam bila kau bertanya, they teach you things. I learn about accounting from my friends. I learn about economics from my friends. They are the ones sharing me this. Then I also kalau orang tanya pasal computing, I also give it to them. Sama je macam engineering, macam we share information like macam. That's why I don't know if you can see me, macam I always lepak semua orang. Terus information mana-mana lah. Siapa yang di TV My Times can see me everywhere lah. Tapi yeah, not only that, I also talk with my lecturers. Not only lecturers from my department, I talk with lecturers from different departments, businesses, engineering. Also, I know the administration, the management apa. We talk with them. So for me, when we know their knowledge, it's amazing because they've been to different situations, different environments. So that knowledge is there. That's why I said I thought di grade 2 I know everything, but when you went to masa itu I feel stupid. Pasal ilmu itu pasar masa, and we just had the speck of ilmu itu inside us. So banyak lah macam I talk with doctors apa PhD holders apa, talk with them kenapa ada orang ambil PhD, what should I do for my PhD apa semua tu. So back again, networking itu is really important everywhere lah. So for me macam I go around and ask for the information rather than duduk terendah wait. Macam why do I have to wait when I can like go around and ask.
I think one way to look at networking ini is not just you connecting with other people, but you connecting other people with other people.
They can be macam apa matchmaking macam jodohan macam tu. Macam aku kan kawan kau ni single. Bukan ako macam tu lah.
Good job. Okay. Job lang daw
okay.
So I think One last question kena before we wrap up. Do you regret taking masters or no? Simple answer.
No, I don't, I don't regret
Why?
this. I actually like the journey. I mean, it brought me here today, and then it made me who I am. So it's there for a reason. Because I'm guided to do master for a reason. So no, I don't regret it at all.
For me, there's no point of regretting. Pasal every decision you make, you have to take the consequences. Macam why do you want to regret? Macam memang lah kita ni ada kadang-kadang buat mistake. Tapi never regret your decision lah. Walaupun people said that's a bad decision. Macam why? This is my decision. For me, I don't have any regrets lah. So, kalau boleh jangan regret lah. Pasal decision tu apa yang terang kena setkan sudah. Don't regret it. Just do it.
Learn something from it.
Learn something from it. Macam kalau kau gugur sih. Macam aku dapat buat apa? Kau tergugur. Unless masa kau gugur tu kau dapat stop. Boleh lah. Tapi ni kalau kau gugur sih tu. Pasal you'll be fine di bawah. Unless kau gugur dari atas cuma tu. Nantilah macam mati tu. Terlambat sudah kan regret tu kau mati sudah kan. Tapi ya, I mean
aku imagine ada benda. Kau cuma tu tak. Especially bawah tu lah macam Batman punya ada quote Alfred ni. Yang something when you fall you can pick up something. Aku lupa lah.
Ya, jadi lah.
Something like that.
Pasal lain lah kalau dari tinggi lah. So, bagi kan, whatever you do, well, apa your decision, do not regret it. Macam, you make the decision sudah, it happens sudah, it cannot be turned back anymore. So, yang apa orang sesal dulu pendapatan, sesal tu kemudian tidak berguna.
Cecap lagi hari ni.
Sesal dulu pendapatan, sesal kemudian tidak berguna. Pasal, I mean, when you make the decision tu, that's when kalau kau move forward with that decision tu, itu sudah tu, mana dapat turn back lagi. Unless masa kau doing the decision making process tu, that's why you think sendiri lah. Macam yes, no, okay, carry forward. So no more regrets lah. For me, there's no such thing as regret.
It's part of the journey now.
It's part of the journey. Why? I mean, why you want to question lagi when kau masuk sudah orang itu? Why do you want to question lagi? Unless kalau orang itu memudaratkan diri and memusnahkan diri.
Hidup kamu.
Yes. Atau sometimes lah, memusnahkan diri.
Yang trauma lah.
Memudaratkan diri, berhenti.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing your thoughts. We did.
Thanks for having us.
Berapa lama tadi? Jadi more than 30 minutes lah dah.
I think 1 hour.
So before we go, we want to thank our collaborator Majlis Bir Brunei for letting us use this venue. Dekat. So thank you Jua for our media supporters, Setlix for providing us with the logistics, the cameras. Faida nampak nama kami ni. And memang patang lah, so dorang provide lighting apa. And I think that's all for us. Any last thoughts? Any last words?
For who?
For the audience.
For the audience. Okay, please subscribe to our channel.
If you like this episode, if you found it useful, found value in it, do subscribe to our channel. If you need to recommend this to your friends, please do. Please share to your friends. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is actually the two. Bye-bye. Alright.